guys, Rockhounding Passion here, and I'm back with your Happy Easter Extravaganza. On this episode, we are going to be doing quartz in all of its many shapes and different types. First up, we have an awesome piece of Druzy here. This is some of my favorite material that comes off the mountain. This one actually looks like it could be a fossil that's been covered with crystals. Not quite sure, but it could just be part of a quartz vein. And I could see some chalcedony running through there too. So look at all those beautiful crystals. Absolutely love these things. See how it kind of has that fossil, this part in the middle is raised and this is lower, like it could have been a shell. Absolutely love quartz. It comes in so many different shapes and sizes and crystal formations. Truly is one amazing mineral. Look at this one. I was calling this one Druzy, but I think it would be classified more as quartz crusted instead of Druzy, because they're a little bit larger. And look at those. I mean, they're just absolutely clear as you can get. And this one's in really good shape. Almost all the faces are there. Even under magnification, I wasn't able to find one that was broken, so that was pretty nice. This one is actually one of my favorite ones just because of the shape and how it's got all these little bugs for the crystals to hide in there. You see it was just a vein that was going through a rock there. And the top host rock is gone. Maybe it was never there, but it's what it looks like. It was just a sandwich there. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. These are just a few of the pieces that I recently found on the mountain. Here's another one. It looks like it could have been a fossil that was crystallized. And then again, it just could be part of the quartz vein. That one looks like it's got some chalcedony as well. That beautiful reflection on there from that quartz. These are so much fun to look at under magnification. It's like a little crystal world in there. I have a couple larger ones we can look at real quick. I wanted to share with you guys. This one, I was able to find some teeny tiny agate banding in here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find it with the camera. It was up here at the top. Yeah, I don't see it through here. This one looks like it might have a little barite or calcite, maybe. You can see all those little bugs and pockets in there. I believe if we were to cut this piece, it would just be loaded on the inside. Even more so than you're seeing here. One, because it was perfect for Easter. It's got this beautiful pink and purple color to it. Why am I light is showing yellow when I have it. I have it on white. I don't know why it looks yellow on here. Beautiful piece. If you guys can see the pink that's running through here. Like almost a purple down into pink. So pretty. This piece, I believe, would actually polish if I were to cut it, because it's completely covered with crystals, but the side is showing me that it's highly solidified too. I believe this was siltstone or sandstone maybe. Here we go. Maybe you see a little better with natural light. See all the pink and purple running through there? Isn't that beautiful? Just love that when they just dance all over the screen. Ah, so pretty. Going through these pretty quickly because I have a lot of material I want to cover today. I have some different types of quartz as well. Some different crystal structures that I'd like to cover. This one's a little larger, but I had to bring it home, especially with that one full crystal surviving on there. There we go. That little guy was hanging on for dear life, it looks like. There would have been a couple others right there and they broke off, but still a beautiful piece. It looks stunning in my garden. The other side is covered as well. Got some rust colors going on there, so maybe some iron or hematite in there. Up next, I have this beautiful piece from Missouri that a friend of mine sent me. It is a piece of troidal, Druzy covered agate, I guess you could call it. It does have beautiful agate banding here. So pretty. What's really cool about this piece is you see all those dark areas? That is, I believe, pyrite crystals. Right there. I did start to sand this one down and I was going to polish it because I don't think there's much you can do with it with this shape. It's such a odd shape. Do you guys have any ideas? Is this more just like a display piece, like how it is, and you just polish it? Because that's what I was thinking. I just started polishing. Well, I started sanding. I'm at like 2 something right here. Sanding it down. If you have any suggestions on what I could do with it, please leave me a comment and let me know. Cluster here that came out of a vein. Let's see where it was all growing solid there. And then opens up. Pow! Yes, look at those crystals. Look how clear they are. Isn't that beautiful? Arkansas has some of the best quartz in the world. And honestly, I would put Arkansas quartz up against any quartz any day of the week. I've actually done some comparisons here at home myself, and it is just staggering, the difference. Beautiful little piece there. Looks like it's trying to do a little bit of agate right there. Maybe. This one is a little bit larger. They're a little bit bigger than my thumb. This one is the same thing. You see where it was vein here, and then pow, it opens up into beautiful crystals. That one's I guess you could call it a finger crystal. It's almost the length of my finger. He's got some beautiful faces on there. Nice sharp point. It's got a little a break, but it's like where it didn't completely close or form. So I guess that would be considered not fully terminated. I'm not sure, because most of the points there's just one face that's not. It's the only one that I have like that too, that I know of. There we go. Now we can see them a little better. Well, I get the light just right here. I was trying to show you this crystal structure. Let me grab my light. Let's see if I can light it from the side. Here we go. It reminds me a lot of the skeletal quartz that I find with the different walls in it. There we go. Can you see them there? They're gonna stack layered or blade looking almost. And, well, I thought there was a twin, one here and one here, but now that I'm looking at it, this is one full crystal, and this is the top. And I guess that would be. Do all the faces have to have that for it to be a record keeper, or is it one face when it's got the window like that that makes it the record keeper? I can't remember. This one, another piece here that's got some beautiful crystals. There we go. You can see how perfectly clear they are. And there's just so many different crystals and shapes that are going on, and this side has got secondary growth here with the Druzy on top. There's quite a bit on this side, on the top of the crystals too, on the inside. all those little guys just all stacked together. And yeah, I drink too much coffee, my hand won't stop shaking. I don't even know what you would call all these. There's so many different ones. I actually do have some of those little tiny ones that were kind of all growing together. Oh, stay up. And singles here. I have some other ones as well that broke, but these are 3 that I pulled out just to share with you guys so you can see how just how clear that is. And just look at those crystal faces. Perfect. And this red stuff is that, you know, it comes off. It's not on there permanently, it's just to hold them up. This one looks like it's got a phantom in there. Yep. You guys see it? Cool. I think you see 2, maybe 3. This one is even clearer. That's possible. Sorry. Didn't mean to blind you guys. Look at that. You can just see how it was growing. Oh. Looks like it's got some phantoms too. Yep. I see some lines in there. And look, when that sun hits it, that iris comes out in those rainbow colors. Come back here. One is the coolest shape. I'm not sure what it would be called. It's got a full termination there. And then it started growing a partial crystal. Isn't that crazy? It's not broken, it grew that way. See? That one looks like it's got a phantom in there too. Yep. Look how perfectly straight that is. These are so much fun to look at. And like I said, under a microscope, they're just fascinating to me. Larger little stubby guys here. Again, you can see just how clear it is in there. This one reminds me of an ice cube. Don't see any. Whoa, I almost dropped it. Don't see any phantoms in there right offhand. Could be missing it. Never know. And I haven't checked any of these to see if they're hydro. I've checked like this is another one that's yeah, you could call it finger length. It's just a little bit shorter than my pointer finger. Beautiful clear tips. Striation lines on that side. You can see where it was attached here. On the bottom and in the back here. And then this side is how it was actually growing. That's not broken. You can see the faces back there. This one is fully terminated. It's got a little tiny, looks like a little tiny nick right there on the back side. Oh, another little short guy. This one is super pointy. Well, I was trying to turn it just to show you guys this side, but there we go. Where it's got those little triangles. I'm not sure what that's called yet. I haven't gotten that far. Then I have a lot larger. I cannot put my fingers all the way around it. When I got it, it was grass was growing right here. Little weeds, and I think there might still be a little piece stuck in there. I tried to get it out, and it came mostly clean. And originally I thought that it was a huge crystal that broke off. But this one has those same things, those little triangles right here. Yeah. Crystals are so hard to film. There, maybe you can see it. Little faces. Just covered with thousands of just little triangles. Oh, almost had it. This side's got those beautiful striations on there. But you can see how large the end of that is, the bottom. Can you imagine finding one of those that was like a foot long? Man, that would be so freaking awesome. All these larger chunks here. You see how it's just solid quartz crystals all growing together. A couple of them have some faces here and there showing. These make great bookends or pieces for your garden or any kind of crafts. If you're doing crafts and you like to use quartz, cut them up and make beads, crystal shapes, pendants, whatever. They work really good for that. It is beautiful red color. See how large this piece is. It's got some Druzy on the bottom there. There's a little tiny cobweb growing, or that was made, not growing. This is another piece that I have in my garden with my flowers because they reflect the sun so beautifully. This one looks like it's banded, huh? Look at it through the camera. It looks like a big old agate. Here we go. This is the part I like. All those little bugs in there. Different little crystal faces. And so much fun to look at. It's beautiful. See, I think it's about 5.5 inches, 6 inches. It's got this little rider here. It is fully terminated on that end and mostly terminated here. It's just has this that, and I don't know what it's called. You see? I don't believe that's a break. I believe that's where it grew that way. You see? There's no rough edge or anything there. It's the same as that last one where it has just the one side that didn't fill completely in, and I can't remember, like I said, if that made it a record keeper or if it had to have this on all the sides. This one's got some, oh, there it is. I hope you guys can see that. It's got some beautiful iris in it, right? Right in there is where I see it. And the black, I believe, is some iron or pyrite or something. You can see it's only some of it's kind of raised right here on the crystal. See it on the surface there. And then some of it, like this, is internal. And somebody did mention that it could be a type of oil that's in there. There's all kinds of beautiful purples and blues coming through here. This one has a spot that glows in the dark, you guys. Quartz doesn't usually glow. And I can't remember if it was like this crack right here. Well, it's not really a crack, it's where there's the large crystal, and then there's like another layer growing right there. That's a crystal, and that's a crystal, I believe, that we're starting. So this is raised right there. But I can't remember, I think it was right there, or maybe right here. It glows orange. Bright orange. which I thought was pretty cool. I have a few of these skeletal quartz pieces that I wanted to share. This is one of my favorite ones that I found on the mountain. Just love the shape of this crystal. It's got the window right there, see? On that face. And then one on that side. And let's see. This is like a crystal, and then this is a crystal. That's what I think. And it's got some really cool clay and hematite type inclusions in there. With it being that skeletal quartz like that gets trapped in there when it's growing. It makes really cool inclusions. Another one. This is another one of my favorites. You see this crystal on the top, and then look at the side here. Again, it's that skeletal quartz. So you've got the windows here with different layers. And then you've got another point here. And another one here. They're just a lot of fun because there's just so much going on. Looked like it would have been growing like this. You see where it was attached? Look at that little crystal that came off of there. Isn't that cool? Like I said, I don't know what this one would be called either, but it's just the coolest crystal shape. There's another window down in there. This one is like the coolest one I've seen yet that I've found. Look at that. It looks like, reminds me of a transformer or something. I don't know, it's crazy. Check this side out. It was growing like this with that almost kind of square shape window. You just look at all those different layers in there. Isn't that awesome? And it just glows like this beautiful orange and amber colors. You see all the different layers in there? Again, that clay and the iron and hematite and just all kinds of different little inclusions get trapped in there as it's growing because as the name insinuates, the skeletal part, so the exterior grows first and then it fills in. Absolutely love this one. That is just so unique. These are beautiful in their own way. These are freaking awesome. This one is another full crystal. There's the top. Well, I assume that's the top. It, I guess, could be this way too. And look at those inclusions in there. Yeah, they're just kind of floating in there. All those different layers. And even with all those inclusions, look how clear that is. Got one more. This one is super special to me. It is a tabby, and I found it in the middle of the trail, laying just like that on top of the dirt. Some of you might have seen the video. It was the only crystal I found that day, and I searched the area and I could not find any more. I have no idea where it came from. Just sitting in the middle of the trail like that. It is rarely used by people. Look at all those faces. So cool. I could just literally stare at them for hours. The last one that I wanted to share is a different type of quartz. You've got your agate, and then you've got quartz crystals in a beautiful agatized geode. Geode agate, I guess is what you would call it. There is an opening. There is agate banding. I broke it, but at least it still goes back together, and it's, you know, semi in the middle. But it's still absolutely beautiful. And I just wanted to share it, like I said, because it's another form of quartz. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. So pretty. It's got all those beautiful blue bands in there, and some of this goes almost to a purple. Right in the middle. That's another reason I chose this one, because the colors were perfect Easter colors. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So yeah, those are my different types of quartz pieces. The quartz crystals. Yeah. Quartz encrusted. Druzy quartz. And we got the skeletal quartz. And of course, Big Bertha here. And that's not even all the different types of quartz. There's more types of quartz that I don't have. So, like I said, there's just so many different shapes and sizes. Wanted to share it with you guys. It's gonna be fun for Easter. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope everybody has a wonderful Easter weekend. Appreciate you watching. And don't forget, have a great day. By the way, guys, all of these beautiful pieces of quartz and any other ones are available. If anybody wants any information, more videos or images, just drop me a message or email me. My email is in the channel description.